raise your hand if you're tempted to buy yet another trendy lamp because of all those cozy lighting vibes on social media. Who am I to talk about this lamp issue? I feel that we all have the same problem right now. We all are addicted to lamps. Instead of buying new lamps, we are transforming our old, boring ones into stunning statement pieces. I took three outdated lamps that didn't go with the space anymore, but were working perfectly fine. Think about cold, mainstream metal vibes and gave them a modern Japandi glow up for under 120 in total. Okay, let's get started. The cotton cord nest. This first lamp was a stainless steel tube that screamed office vibes so bad. The bulb was super cold white and the black matte finish didn't go with anything. I wanted something warm, organic, with a lot of texture. So I went to the closest hardware store. You cannot believe how many materials you can find for your DIYs and see what I could use. I went only with that in my mind, what I could use to pop up these lamps. And I found this thin white cotton cord at 20 Canadian for each roll, and I used three and got to work. Okay, so I grabbed the cord tightly around the metal frame, securing it with this Gorilla Glue that works with metal. I realized this material was too stiff, and then I had to press each section for 30 seconds to make it stick to the metal. Really time consuming. Pro tip, wear gloves. I learned the hard way that glue can really stick to your hand like nobody's business. For the lampshade, I didn't want the light to face down, so I wanted to create something that will make the light to go out, like facing up. So I grabbed a bowl from my kitchen, wrapped it in plastic wrap, and layered the core around it to create this nest-like shape. I was very careful with the glue so it was as imperceptible as possible when dry. Once it dried, I popped the bowl out, glued the shade to the frame, facing up, and swapped the cold bulb for a warm yellow one. Look at this. It's cozy, it's Japandi chic, it's full of texture and personality, and it cost me 65 in total. The best part, it's so beginner friendly. If I can do it, you can do it too. And just remember, we just needed three things: the cotton cord, the glue, and the bulb. That's pretty much it. Now the fluffy spotlight. This is probably my favorite DIY. This white lamp feels so generic yet beautiful, not going to lie. And since it was white metal, it didn't feel warm at all. I also wanted lots of texture, so this time I headed to Michael's and I was really sure I was going to find some material there. They have so many options for this thick wool yarn that it was really hard to go with the plain white beige one. Each fluffy wool cord cost around 50 Canadian per roll. I used 2.5 rolls and I used the other half for the third lamp. It was about 60 in total. This material was so much easier to manage than the cotton cord. It felt like I could just do it in 1 hour. It was just really, really quick. Another tip, apply the glue carefully to the metal first, not to the wool, to the metal, or you will get yellow stains on the wool. I followed the lamp's original shape all the way to the top and glued it all down. For some sections, you might need to put some clippers and wait for it to dry. Then the next day, you can easily just give them a nice haircut. And actually, that's a really, really interesting part of it that I didn't know I was going to enjoy that much. And now it's done. So remember, for this one, also just three ingredients: the fluffy wool, we have the glue, and then we have the bulb. And that's pretty much it. Isn't this gorgeous? It's like cozy sweater for your lamp and it screams high end without the price tag. Total cost was about 70 Canadian and it took me just 3 hours in 2 different days since you had to wait for some sections to dry before continuing with the rest. Last but not least, the fluffy lamp repeat. It's a repetition because it's the same process as the second one. I already knew the technique, so I just wanted a different shape. For the third lamp, a Marshall's clearance find, I used the leftover wool yarn from the second one. I followed the same process, so it was extremely quick. I wrapped the wool around the frame, glued it carefully, and added another warm, long bulb this time. I realized since the shape of the lamp was a circle, I could use a long bulb to fill up the space that the lamp already had. This one took only 2 hours since I was a pro by now. The result, another Japandi beauty that ties my space together. Also think about the shapes that the light is gonna give so you can get more creative from that. These lamps transformed my home and nobody believes I made them myself. These lamps were perfectly functional. They were just uninspiring. With a warm bulb and some creativity, they became statement pieces that set the cozy mood in my home. Plus, I saved money and kept stuff out of the landfills. And don't be afraid to ask yourself, what if I took this? What if I just grabbed this chair with this? What if I just do this and that? That's how you make something unique, yours. And that's it. 3 stunning lamps, all from old boring ones. Which one is your favorite? Please drop it in the comments. I would love to see. And let me know if you have upcycled something cool in your home. I would love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.